The text my son sent from his room that made me drop everything and cry was halfway through cleaning up the kitchen when my phone buzzed. It was a text from my 14-year-old son, just one sentence long. When I read it, I dropped the plate I was holding and ran straight to his room. My son Caleb has always been a quiet kid, not withdrawn, just thoughtful. The kind of kid who'd rather build something with his hands than talk about his feelings. Ever since his dad and I divorced 2 years ago, he's been a little more distant, but I assumed it was just teenage stuff. That night, I was finishing up dinner dishes when my phone lit up with a message from him. It said, "Mom, I don't think I want to be here anymore." At first, I thought he meant he wanted to move in with his dad, but something in those words, the finality, the weight, made my stomach drop. I sprinted down the hall, heart pounding so hard I could barely breathe. When I opened his door, he was sitting on the floor, knees pulled to his chest, tears streaming down his face. His phone was still in his hand. He looked up at me like he'd been waiting for me to come. I didn't yell. I didn't panic. I just dropped to the floor and held him as tightly as I could. He kept saying, "I'm sorry, Mom. I didn't want to scare you." I told him, "You didn't scare me, sweetheart. You saved yourself by telling me." We talked for what felt like hours. He finally admitted that school had been awful lately. Bullies, isolation, and a pressure to be fine that he just couldn't handle anymore. He said he didn't want to die. He just didn't want to hurt anymore. That was the night I realized that sometimes the bravest thing a person can do is send one message asking for help. The next morning, I called his school counselor, set up therapy, and took a week off work. Every day since, I've made sure he knows he's not alone. Not even for a second. I still have that text saved on my phone, not as a reminder of fear, but of hope, because that single message saved my son's life. And it reminded me that love isn't just about being there when things are good. It's about hearing the quiet cry for help before it's too late. Sometimes the most important message you'll ever get isn't a call or a letter. It's a simple text that changes everything.